How's it going?
Hey.
Gemma's here. We're
Wow.
here.
Straight in, straight in. There
Straight.
was
I know.
no.
No lead-in music. No nothing.
I know, like usually we have like a special private YouTube moment.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. What's our private moment for the YouTube folks?
Oh,
Do we
so
have
it is
something?
private moment for the YouTube folks,
We need a
right?
private moment for them. We need to do something special. What can we do? We can tell them that they like a Mr. Rogers moment where we point at them. We go, "You are each and every one of you is special."
This is obviously an American thing.
Wait, you don't know Mr. Rogers?
No.
Oh, you didn't have Mr. Rogers? Oh, well, I guess you
Yeah.
didn't. I believe Mr. Rogers.
It,
No, he
it
was a
sounds like
military
something
man.
we should have had.
He was a military man. Um,
That's why you're calling him Mister.
well, no, but I believe he was a Marine. But after being in the military, he thought it was very important to produce a children's show. Um, no, Mr.
Okay.
Rogers was very famous. It was one of those like genuinely wholesome, old-fashioned children's shows that actually like taught
And
kids to
then
like
it turns
behave
out that
themselves
they were
well.
all on LSD in the background,
No,
right?
no, it actually the legacy of Mr.
Oh,
Rogers is that it was
it's
his
clean.
genuine effort to do good things for children. Like it's super legit. It's amazing. Um, I'm gonna
Huh.
say we're live on stream talking.
Are we actually live
We
yet?
are. Oh,
It
we
doesn't
are
look
talking about
like
Mr.
it.
Rogers.
Oh, no, it says that we're offline at the moment on
No,
Twitch.
I'm live. We got
Oh,
one whole viewer.
oh, no, sorry, I just came online. Oh, I'm the viewer. Hey, me. It's great to see you again, Gemma. I know, don't worry.
It
You're
is. It's
lovely.
great to see you again.
And that Dave guy.
Oh wow, that's just. Why am I getting second billing on my own channel? It's garbage.
Garbage. It's all
Garbage.
garbage. You said the word rubbish today, and that
I
made me
did. Well,
very
that's because he
happy.
said rubbish. Someone said, "Oh, my voice is so rubbish," and I was like, "Well, actually, my voice is rubbish." Um, but I responded in kind. That's what you do. All right, I'm tweeting about us now. Everyone will know that this is going
It
on.
is true, though. Listening to your own voice is possibly.
It's
No,
weird.
it's one of the most traumatizing things. Looking at your face is actually the most traumatizing thing.
Really?
But you don't think I like when I see myself in video, I'm like, you let me walk around with that face, people? What the hell?
You're tempting me to say something like, "Are you sure it's not just your face?" Like, you
Do you
sure
know
it's
what
not
though?
just you
I've managed to I've got a strategy now to deal with looking at my face. It's like I live on the shitty side of the street, whereas the houses opposite me, they're really nice. Like they must cost millions, whereas
Ooh.
our flat costs a couple of 100,000, whatever. But the thing is, I get to look at their plush houses with their nice gardens and their nice brickwork, whereas they have to look at me in my factory, which has been done up in the 70s to be a block of flats.
That must be very
So
hard
this
for
is what it's
them.
like for you. You all have to look at my ugly mug, but I'll get to look at your beautiful faces.
Speaking of
So really,
faces,
I win. Even though I'm the ugly one, I
it's
still
FaceTime.
won.
It's FaceTime now. So I put my face up. Everyone can see me. They can see I'm alive. They can
Woohoo.
see I'm well. I'm healthy. We
Right.
have a whole bunch of things to do right now, and I'm a little
We should get
miffed
back to Mahjong,
because
shouldn't
my
we,
my
after talking about
Hootsuite.
our faces?
Well, I'm trying to do that thing. Oh, here we go. Okay, good. So I'm retweeting our announcements now. Everyone should know that we're live, so everyone should come and join us, which they will within a
Excellent.
few minutes. And once our viewership gets up to its normal level of over 20,000, he said. There was this whole name it and claim it movement. I'm just doing that. We can talk about some of the events coming up. Just want to make sure people are here to see.
Yeah.
But there are events coming up here in the United States. They're cool
No.
events for friends. Kagakusha is here. Sorry.
Kagaksha is here. Carl
Kagaksha is
Pilkington.
here.
I'm afraid I do not know who that is, but
Who is
I
Carl
share a culture.
Pilkington?
I don't know. I share a culture with Kagaksha, so I'm presuming I should probably know,
Ooh.
but I don't.
You thought all the big atheists were ours, actually. That was really funny. Yeah, you're like, oh, Dawkins is yours, and Christopher
I was
Hitchens is
talking,
yours.
yeah,
Like,
and then I
Christopher
wrote
Hitchens went to, like, your elementary school. Like,
well, not my elementary school. I couldn't have afforded to go to that elementary school. I'd like to point out he went to the posh elementary school. But yes, apparently Hitchens is from Tavistock. There you go, and it explains why we're both so angry.
It's true. It's true. You just both have a bad attitude.
So Kagaksha has elaborated and said,
I
"I'd
know.
rather live in a cave with a view of a palace than live in a palace with a view of a cave."
What if it's like
Yeah,
a really
exactly.
sweet
See?
cave?
I'd rather live in this face with a view of all your faces than live in one of your faces with a view of my face.
Oh, but our faces are good. We got good faces.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Your face is so beautiful.
Oh, okay,
That's
but
why
not
I'm
your
happy to be
faces.
in my face.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to look at my face. Yes. Anyway.
So we got a few folks here, so we can start our what's it called? Our shameless hawking of tournaments. This is right now a little North America centric. Although, Gemma, do you know any European tournaments? Are there any European tournaments you want to hawk?
Um, I actually, well, to be honest, go to the EMA calendar. There's so many. I mean, we're so lucky in Europe that there are. I think there's at least 2 tournaments a month for Ricci alone.
That's a lot.
So exactly, go to the European Mahjong Association site. Just Google it and then go to the calendar and there's lots. If you are interested, I'm definitely going to the UK one, which has been announced recently for August.
She doesn't even have to tell you about them. There's just that many. She doesn't even have to tell you.
I know I don't know what I'm going to get in the future. So if I know that I'm definitely going to a tournament, I will push that one vigorously. But for the moment, yes. North America though needs a bit of pushing, so let's do that.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. So, in general, although the EMA is the European calendar service, we do have the North American Reach Mahjong Association at nericci.org, which is our calendar service here in the United States. So you can check out upcoming tournaments over there. Most of what actually all of what I'm telling you about is already up over there, but I'll give you a little more details. So next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, we have the Dallas-Fort Worth Mahjong 2017 Reach Open, which is a WRC qualifier event. It's going to be down in, obviously, Dallas-Fort Worth. You can check it out at https://dfwreachy.wordpress.com /dfw-mahjong-2017-reachy-open, or just at the base site, dfwreach.wordpress.com. Definitely a link to it there. Or you can go to the Norma site, nericci.org. Either way, that's Donnie's group down in Dallas. Good folks. They're organizing it at a local convention center, so it should be a high-quality event. I'm going to be there.
I'm very jealous. Yeah,
so
I'm very jealous.
If you yearn to punch me in the face, don't do it during the event, please. Or at all. I will ask you, please don't do it at all. But if you absolutely have to, make sure not to do it during the event. But I'll be there, hanging out, eating some good Texas barbecue.
Oh, I'm so jealous now.
It's good. It's good food. It's good food down there in Dallas.
I know, right?
So I'm expecting this to be a really good time. And we'll be reporting on it. We'll have something from there, because I'll be there next week, and we'll probably report on the winners and results afterwards. Next in line. Oh wait, I'm sorry. The dates. Let me give you the dates. I just realized.
The dates are next weekend.
Next weekend, it's going to be April 8th to April 9th. I should say the dates. If you want to be a good announcer, you have to say the actual dates.
Sorry, it's a bit clipped now to be registering for that one, unfortunately.
A little bit. So I mean, not that I don't.
But if you're in Dallas and you want to meet Dave, you should go and meet him, and he can convince you to play more mahjong somehow.
That's true. I will do it. Next, we have the second Vancouver Reach Open by the UBC Mahjong Club. You can learn more about it either on the Norma website, nericci.org, or on their website, ubcmahjongclub.wordpress.com. That event's going to be May 6th and May 7th, starting at 10 a.m. in Vancouver. I believe we are finalizing paperwork to make that also a WRC qualifier. So I would think that's going to come through just fine. And that's going to be for our friends in Canada or anyone on the West Coast. Good times up there. I actually have not been out there, so I'm not sure if I'm going to head over or not. But, no, I'm not. No, there's no Eddie Murphy movie. Alana's talking about an Eddie Murphy movie. I'm not into that.
Okay, you're being led off the rails.
It's true. It's true.
Stay on track.
Stay on track. How dare they? Now, finally, and this is a little funny, I don't have a logo for them, so I have a blank center. But it's the Montreal Reach Open. And while I don't have a logo for them, I do have positive personal experience. I went to the last.
You should just have had a picture of Justin Trudeau. I'm sorry, you're missing a trick here.
Can I do that? Can I just put Justin Trudeau on things and just be like, look, it's just.
Look,
this
we'll
is what Justin Trudeau would do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Justin had enough time in his busy schedule between like running the liberal world or whatever he does, he would come to the Montreal Reach Open.
Well, this is going to be on June 3rd and June 4th, so I have plenty of weeks before then to get a logo to plug more like effectively.
Just Justin. Just put Justin.
Just put Justin. Can I just do it? Yeah. Can I do that? Maybe
do that.
Could I quickly do that? This is my testing.
This is the only thing I know about Canada, I feel. I know 3 things about Canada.
Really?
Justin Trudeau. That what's it? Beaver Tail.
Wait, whoa. What is that?
No, it's like a sweet, like I'm guessing, I've never had it. I've only seen pictures of it, but it's some kind of like sweet carb. I know, like a dough or something.
Sweet carb.
Carb with then like lots of different sauces and like sweet goodness on top.
I don't understand what you're talking about. Hold on, Here we go.
Yeah, okay,
There,
just
there,
Google it.
there. I
It's not
fixed
my
it. We,
problem.
have,
And
we now have
the other
Justin
thing
Trudeau up. I got Justin Trudeau. He's now gazing at us soulfully
Thank you.
from the center
He's
of
like,
there. He's saying, "Please come, please come to the Montreal Reach Open. I'll be there,
he
around.
huh.
Just
He looks very serious in that
he
picture.
is. It's very well. I'm not gonna get like some kind of shirtless Joe Biden pic of him. Like,
There's plenty of pics of him out there.
oh god,
Anyway, yeah, and then the other one was the poutine. Yeah, I'm not sure
poutine.
if
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
that the
poutine.
right.
No,
the
poutine
right.
is correct.
Um,
I don't know about no
yeah,
beaver tail.
and
That
maple
doesn't sound
syrup
right.
as well. Maple syrup.
Maple
as well,
syrup, the maple syrup in Canada is everything Canada. Frankly, last time I went to Montreal, the only bad time we had in Montreal was the fact that we didn't get to spend more time in Montreal. Like we spent most of our time at the tournament. We had a great time there, but then we kept seeing things around town that we really wanted to check out. So I'm excited to go back and have a little more time, hopefully, to explore the city, hang out, eat poutine and Tim Hortons and all their weird Canadian plastic money and so strange up there, but cool.
And then the next one's a new event for the schedule, right?
Which one? Do we have another
Seattle.
one?
Seattle.
The Seattle doesn't have an official link yet, but there will be a tournament up in Seattle.
Yes, it does.
It's not
I
on the
clicked it
calendar.
right now.
Did you?
It is on the calendar, and they've got an official link. Bloody hell!
Oh my God, you're right. You're right. Well, I'll talk about it.
To be fair, I did actually get a sneak peek of the website, which is why I have the knowledge.
It's going to be in July 15th and 16th. You can go to Seattle Reach. That's Seattle RICHI.wordpress.com for more details. Next time around, we'll have a full plug slide up for it then.
Yeah, and then you need just a picture of some Twilight boys. And what are their names again? Jacob and Edward, whatever their names are. Yes, that's the only thing people know about Seattle.
You have to stop.
Twilight and Starbucks. That's the only thing I know about Seattle.
No. Although Dr. Balana's right, the bagels in Montreal not as good as advertised. Just being honest about it.
Anyway, we're careening off course again.
We are, but that's what people love about us, right? That's what I heard. So now last week we had done a bit of an informal chat, and as part of it, you had said you had some specific things you wanted to check out, or something you want to do on the stream.
I did threaten, yes.
I
did threaten.
And then
this
morning, you said to me, David, I need you to make these tiles show up on the stream somehow. I think that's exactly what you said.
It's a good impression of my accent, actually. You're getting better.
Yeah, I need you to make the computer box show these fine people these tiles.
You're definitely bringing the pitch down a little bit. You used to just be squeak. Now it's getting
Yeah, it's a little. Wait. Maybe you want to talk about my etiquette question? Hold on. Let me bring my face back, so everyone can see.
Let's start off with your etiquette question, and then we'll go to the thing that I had.
So I had an interesting time last night because I played mahjong. It was terrible. Now going into the last hand, we're at South Fourth, absolute last. And I have, I believe, around 41,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're winning.
I'm winning. I believe the other players have around 20,000 each. And Tom has 10,000 in last place.
Okay.
So everyone's pushing to finish the game, and I'm sitting there being like, what am I going to do? I'm not really close to winning. But I'm also in first place, so I'm kind of like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the dealer to my left goes into reach.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, I don't know if I like this because that means the game, it's guaranteed to go on if it goes to Tempai.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, the dealer could just win and get a good chunk of points, and then maybe we're going to have a lot of problems. So I'm sitting there going, okay, what am I going to do? To my right, the player to my right, the last place player with only 10,000 points, doesn't open reach.
Okay.
They do an open reach.
So can you explain open reach to the player, to the audience who don't know what open reach is?
Open reach is not always accepted everywhere. In fact, if you ever consider doing it, you should ask people whether it's even allowed. The general concept is it's just like going into reach, only you actually expose the tiles comprising your weight. So in this case, this player declared open reach, put their, discarded sideways, put 1,000 on the table, and exposed a 2-mon and 3-mon, which meant they were waiting on 1 or 4-mon. Now,
and what's the benefit of open reaching
2 Han
for them? So you get
an extra Han for open reach.
Yeah, you get 2 doubles. Okay.
At least that's how we play it. So obviously, needing points, being in last place, they decide, okay, whatever. The dealer is already in reach, so they might deal into me anyway, and I might as well just get the extra double and see if I can make something good happen.
All right.
So to go into reach, they discard the 5-so,
Yeah.
and they're waiting on that 1-4
On 4-man. Okay.
Now, I, in my hand, have 2 5-sos and 2
Yeah.
4-mons.
Yeah.
So my first thought is, okay, what I could do here, I could, in theory... Oh, dear, I have to mute everything else on my desktop. I could, in theory, pong this 5-so, break epots, deal the 4-mon. And based on the scores on the table, even if that's a Hanuman hand, I still win. It doesn't even matter if I give him 12,000 points. So I'm thinking, okay, well, why not do that? But then I'm also thinking to myself, that seems kind of like a weird, unsportsmanlike thing to do. To like deliberately lose because I know that even if I lose, I'll still be in first place. So what does it even matter? Now, my decision was basically, I'm not in a tournament. This is a friendly game, so I'm not going to play in such a cutthroat manner. Because realistically, that's just feeding points to someone because I don't care. And kind of like mucking with the game. But so for a friendly game, I felt like that wasn't appropriate. But I'm definitely curious what people might think about doing that. What the different kind of... Because I know there are some like sets of social rules where it's like you don't... If you're in last place, you shouldn't even be challenging anyone. Some people believe that. I don't personally believe that. Some people... so I'm curious what your experience has been with etiquette.
I know. I don't know. I don't...
We're not talking about the name for
some
doing
players
this sort of
think
thing.
about I know that some players in Japan particularly would look at this maybe an etiquette question, but to be honest, I think you just got to look at it in context. You made a decision in the context of your game, which was a friendly game, and you were like, that's kind of a jerk move to do. I'm not going to do that because it reduces the fun of everyone on the table, and I think that's a good call. Not every game has to be dead serious. When you're looking at the context of, for example, if you earn a Jansol and you are, heaven forbid, gambling money, then you've got to start thinking about your rake, because if you win, you have to pay, not everywhere, but usually you have to pay the cost of the table for that game. So if you hand points to someone, you may effectively be cutting into your profit, as it were, the money that you'd be making. In a tournament situation, then you have to start looking at your point gaps.
Right.
If losing those, it depends, and then that depends on the tournament format. Is the tournament format you have to be in a particular placement, and then it gets cut off, and the points get reset when you go to the semi-finals, the finals, or whatever? Or is it just one of these big round robin European styles where all your points are into one big pot? You can't afford to lose the points then, right? The sensible thing then would be to fold.
Well, it depends. Even if it's double reach Nomi, then
they wouldn't play an open reach.
I would hope not
in the first place.
But
it depends on the situation of the East player as well. It depends on the situations of those people on the table. I think whether that's a legitimate move or not. I mean, it's tactics then, isn't it? You're sacrificing but you've got to be aiming then for the top, right?
Right.
So having a wider understanding of the situation you're playing in there would be my end conclusion to this conversation. But yeah, some people might say that maybe you shouldn't do that, but I think they're wrong.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Curious.
The open
reach was the person I'd be dealing into.
I mean, the times when I start to get, a bit, iffy, when I don't like things, is not, again, I don't say it's an etiquette. I don't think it's an etiquette issue. But for example, if a player is in last and they've got, they're in last by 20,000 points behind everyone else, and they win with like Tanyao Nomi, only just an open Tanyao, sorry, a closed Tanyao, just a closed Tanyao, and you're like, why are you doing this? Like, what purpose is there? Like, 1,000 points is not going to change your placement in the big tournament. It's not changing your placement on the table. It really is doing nothing other than ending this game.
So
Why?
Just to respond to our chat.
That's for Audasto, sorry.
Some places believe dealing into an open reach is Yakuman. That's another kind of house rule that might change place to place.
Rule, yeah.
I would say dealing into open reach as a Yakuman is meant to discourage things like this. But it's gonna vary.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a Yakuman, you wouldn't have thrown it, right?
Oh, of course not.
Whatever.
Well, if it was a Yakuman, forgetting my own opinion of the ethics of the situation, if it was a Yakuman, it would have destroyed my placement anyway. So even the idea of doing that would have been foolish.
Yeah, I mean, that depending on the point system you're using, that might be enough just to end the game anyway with you in the bottom. because
Yeah.
you're bankrupt.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't have been bankrupt. I would have had 8,000 whole points. It would have been really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that would have been terrible. So to some degree, that might be why that exists. Presuming again, like presuming you're not in reach yourself, presuming you voluntarily choose to deal into an open reach. Maybe the
Are you
answer
playing
should
it
be
so?
Yakuman.
Are you playing it so that you have 25,000 points and you have to give back 30,000
No.
effectively,
We're
or?
playing pretty straightforward. Just 25,000 to start, and then whatever you got at the end is what you got at the end.
And this is what I do like about Mahjong, though, is that every time you have to talk about a question or a situation, you have to ask everything around it, you know?
Yeah, no,
There's
there's a lot
rarely
of
clear-cut
questions.
methods, you know, there's rarely something clear-cut, unless it's about throwing the door. Don't throw the door on your first turn, guys, unless you're reaching.
Yeah, no, I see that the chat's kind of saying something kind of like what I was saying, where they're saying like the Yakuman Open Reach Association is meant to discourage shenanigans like that, to
Yeah.
keep people from colluding. Now, again, this in this case, it definitely wasn't collusion. He'd built his hand up and he needed the open reach, and if he'd won it the right way, he would have been able to get out of last place. It was a legitimate play. So this wasn't like people mucking around, but I can see why people would ever want to, and I can see why you'd want to avoid that, especially if you're playing with strangers and folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did deal into the open reach. Dr. Balan. It was
Oh, Dr.
unfortunate.
Ballon was involved in
It
one
was
of these.
unfortunate. That was
in
a
your
game where he
shenanigans.
crawled back up to 24,000 after being down to 600.
That's the sexy way to play
Yeah,
Mahjong.
he done
He
make
done
up the
good.
points, yeah. So that was my etiquette question. Yeah, that's true. It didn't end up changing the standings. He ended up staying in second place. Our games are fun. We have a good time. You should all be jealous. We all have fun. All right, so let's check out this stuff. So Gemma had these hand swap contests. Let's go with these are going to be the Gemma dilemmas.
The Gemma
The Gemma
dilemmas,
dilemmas.
thanks,
That's
guys.
what we're calling them. And here's number one. Let me put it up. Should I
Well,
put it
it's
up?
not so much of a dilemma. I was going through my notes. I was trying to organize all my notes from when I was studying in the protest,
Should I
the
put it up?
professional. So every time I say the yeah, go on, you can put it up.
All right, here we go.
Every time I say
It's up.
protest, I feel like I'm protesting something.
It's
now.
true.
Sorry.
It's a protest.
The professional
you gotta,
test. It's a protest against bad mahjong.
He's very upset about it.
So I was going through all of those, and I realized that really, if I organize some of my notes, then maybe and relate them, maybe they'd be useful to other people. If you've ever seen any of my notes, you'll know that organizing them is a feat in and of itself. So I was gonna, after going to PAX East and playing with a lot of people, and lots of players come from, lots of players come from non-reachy sets, and they tend to go for things like half flush, right? So they tend to gravitate towards those Yaku, because things like half flush and full flush are those Yaku that easily move between all the rule sets, right? If you're in a new rule set, half flush is easy, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You can see it, and it's you're like, it's a safe one. It's not got any crazy demands or requirements on it, so you just go for it, right? And I feel like that's the same for beginners as well. It's easy to explain half flush. Compared to especially to things like Pinfu, people really start to struggle with. A half flush is easy. It looks good. It's easy, and you know where you're at with it. So
yeah.
With that in mind, I kind of wanted to just discuss half flush, like what's good about it, what's bad about it, when we should go for it, and what notes we should kind of consider when we are going for it.
Okay.
So from my notes, so if you hear the shuffling, that's because they're my notes. So the benefits of the half flush should be pretty obvious already. It's good for those who are still unsure about the game. You don't have to worry too much about messing it up, not having a Yaku, because you can see it. It's pretty. Everyone likes the pretty ones, right? It's fairly easy to get as well, considering its point value. It's 2 when it's open and it's 3 when it's closed, which is nice. It stacks really well with the other Yaku, because of course, inevitably, if you've got a half flush, you're going to have some honor tiles in there, of which you hope are going to be value. And also, you can make various weights out of it as well, and you can really dance around within the suit that you're working with. The demerits or cons are that it's fairly easy to read what you're going for. If you look at someone's discard pile and they're going for a half flush, it's damn well easy to know what they're doing it, and it's pretty damn easy to know when they've got tempai on it. The other demerit is it tends to be called. It tends to be open. Not always, but that is the tendency. you may be forced into throwing dangerous tiles from the other suits to try and get there. So if someone is a smart player that is on your table and they can see that that's what you're up to, they'll probably start building their weights within suits that you are not building your hand with, knowing full well that either you throw the tile out and throw into them, hopefully, or you have to destroy your hand in the end and what you're going for because you're too afraid to throw that dangerous tile. And also, if you call your half flush, you could end up with just a hand of dangerous tiles and something creek without a paddle, basically. So, when to go for Honitsu? This is a hand that we have here from Dave. Thank you very much, Dave. It's beautiful.
Well, no, you gave me the tiles. You're going to get credit for this. You just told me what the tiles were. I just made a display of the tiles.
Yeah, I did say Hatsu, not Haku, but that's fine.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry. It doesn't have any merit on it. It doesn't have any bearing on it anyway.
Right.
So this is one of these hands that I would say this is a good Honitsu hand. I think it should be obvious to everyone. You don't have any good shapes in the other suits. I mean, what can I say? I don't think there's any dispute that this would be a good Honitsu hand.
I'm going to dispute a little bit, though.
Okay.
The closest thing I have to a dispute now, if this was my initial draw,
yeah,
the closest thing I have to a dispute is a 6-pin. You can't see it, but I'm circling it with my mouse. Now, like, yeah, the 1-mon, that's easy to get rid of. The 2-pin is probably not going to have anything happen. If I draw a 5-pin on my first draw, though, in my mind, I might be out of easy Honitsusville because now I have some material in another suit to work with.
Yeah, you might very well be if you draw, and that's not worse. But when your initial draw, the first thing you should be thinking here is Honitsu. That would be my gut feeling here. If you put up the other hand, then we could see one that I don't think is a Honitsu draw.
Now it's different. It's a little different.
It's a little different. Basically, you have some nice shapes in the other suits. And going for Honitsu here, you'd lose too much in tile efficiency, basically, as well.
Whoa. Huh, how strange. Sorry.
That's all right.
I just swapped its OBS being weird. All right, it's back. Sorry.
Okay, sorry, I can't see it live. So, you have a lot of nice shapes in the other suit. So what I was told, long ago now, was that if you're going to think about Honitsu, ideally you want 6 tiles in one suit, minimum, and you want 3 honor tiles. I a little bit dispute that, to be honest. I would add some extra requirements on here that of those honor tiles, at least, you need at least a pair there. You can't just have 3 totally disassociated honor tiles. You can't have like east, south, west or something. You should have 2 east and 1 south. And even more ideally, they should really be value honors to you, depending on your seat, or, if it's a dragon tile. Or maybe, you have some nice Dora sitting around in your suits. So you have to think about that. Honitsu only, I find it hard to just push only on that. I mean, you have to, as you said, you're drawing tiles, see what you get. But I think 6 tiles and 3 honor tiles is a little...
Honitsu Dora, maybe? Anything that gets you over that, like, 3 Han hump.
Yeah, but I mean, still, I feel like the 3 honor tiles, you need a pair in there somewhere, personally. And then, I mean, if anyone's read Dinah Chiba's book, if you haven't, you should read it. It's entirely free. It's absolutely brilliant. Dinah's method is a little bit different, and he applies a 5-block method. He uses it a little bit differently. He uses a 5-block method. So if you go back to the previous hand again.
Let's give it the old swappy doppy.
Oh, God's sake. So Dinah recommends that you apply a 5-block method, which is basically look at, if you have waiting for the hand to switch on my screen takes a bit of time. Okay, so he advises you look at 5 blocks to see whether you have, the available. So if you've got 1 and 3 here would be one of your blocks, 4 and 5 is another block, 8 and 9 is a 3rd block. Am I doing this right? Sorry, I'm trying to do this on the fly, which is probably the right to do. And you could, expect your 9 and your red to be... Sorry, you've got I'm doing it right. So 1, 3 is 1 block, 4, 5 is 1 block, 8, 9 is 1 block. Your 2 Haku are another block, and you could expect to get another something or other from the 9 and the red tile, the red dragon there. And then you've got this 2, 6 pin and the 1 man, which are, your tiles that you're going to have to do something with. So you've got 4 solid little friendos there who are waiting for their third wheel.
Friendos.
Friendos, and you have two kind of stray ones on another block, and then so you can apply 5 blocks to it to build your hand in this respect. So Dinah's 5-block method is also a great way to think of it. As I said, I was taught 6 of one suit and 3 honor tiles. I recommend you at least have a pair in those honor tiles, and that pair would even ideally be a value honor for you. Okay, so that's when you should be, thinking Honitsu time. Let's do it, guys. And here are my notes, I guess, for what you should be thinking as you build that. Now, hands like this, I see when someone goes like, when I say Honitsu time, don't go crazy. Don't get one-track minded. As you said, if you pull a 5-pin, I mean, you throw your one man and you see what happens next. Whereas, if you were to, for this hand, if the Haku was to come out, a lot of people would then call immediately. They're like, okay, I'm going for Honitsu. This is it. I'm doing it, guys. I would recommend that you don't call that fast. I'd recommend that you wait for the second one. Because the benefits of keeping closed are great. I mean, for this here, you're still very far away. You still got a long way, I think, before you really want to be committing entirely. I'd wait. If the second one comes out, I'd call it. Ideally, you want to draw it yourself, and that's always what you want to do. And sorry, Gaston, I'll get to your question in a minute. I've seen it. I would wait until the second one before I called. I mean, each time that you call, you're reducing your ability to defend. Let's say someone does something crazy, and there's already a Haku out. Well, you're safe now. You can just discard that one. You don't have to go for it. You can pull back quite quickly. Whereas you really start to lock yourself in as soon as you call. If you're going to call and it gets you to Ishan 10, 1 away from ready, then I think it's okay to call. Another time I think it was okay to call was if you had 2 pairs of value honors for you. So if you had, this one man said was a chun, so you had 2 chuns and 2 haku, I'd call the first one that came out, but then you're so much closer to getting there already, and you could then get, 2 Fanpai and your Honitsu, and then you're looking at Mangan something or other. Okay? So just, you got to make sure that you can change the gears. I mean, there's no context in this as well. So, of course, someone's going to show me a screenshot from Tenho or Ron and be like, well, in this situation, do this. Well, of course, you could be entirely right. There's no context in this. This is all just theory. And then I have two other notes on stuff. So, basically, as I said, Honitsu has this massive demerit that it gives the game away very quickly and very easily. So someone at the time obviously told me that there was one beginner tip and one intermediate tip. So if you're a beginner now, listen carefully. If you're a beginner, you need to be careful of getting yourself into footy 10. You need to practice your weights like there is no tomorrow. Like, that is the first thing you need to do. Just like there's several little apps online that you can use to do that. So use those, or I just got the suits out of my tile set and just played with those for hours and hours many years ago. Also, you need to practice your weights because you need to be much quicker about it. If you were there umming and ahhing and like pushing the tiles around, going like, I can make this a block and I can make this one, and then I'll be waiting here, everyone's going to know what you're doing. Everyone.
Yeah. You've
given the game away. Don't give the game away unnecessarily. So practice that. You don't have to have any friends for that as well, which most of us... No, we've all got friends. You're my friend.
We've all got friends. We're all friendos here.
When you're sat there all on your own, that's what you can be doing. Rather than the other things that I know that you do.
Whoa.
And God knows, God can see you too.
Yeah, playing on Tenho is what God watches you do and frowns disapprovingly at you.
And then the more... Sorry, I was going to...
No, go ahead.
Shall I say the... Go ahead. So the intermediate one that I was given was... and I think Dinah's book actually also covers this again. I don't know if someone linked Dinah's book, but I would be grateful if you did now. That when, again, it's this mindset. They look at their tiles that they're dealt and they're like, right, it's time now for Honitsu. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm thinking about.
I've met players like that.
And they might throw the exactly. Who would do that? So, for example, if I drew the red dragon in this hand, a lot of people just straight out throw the 6-pin. You've given the game away immediately. It's not even
Yeah.
fun anymore
I
because
mean,
and I understand the mindset. They want to bury what could potentially be a very dangerous tile in the future.
but you've very clearly signaled at this point, I'm done with pins as a suit. Like they're gone.
Yeah,
They're dead to me.
yeah,
And is going to make people look at you and be like, huh. So like discard
exactly.
one or two, you're done with a whole suit. What could that
Yeah,
possibly mean?
exactly. So I mean, there is you do want to bury your dangerous tiles early if you think they're going to become this ticking time bomb, or you're going to just be have to sat there with it. But I mean, here I think it's easier. It's the one man first.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine why you wouldn't throw. Well, okay, do you want to bury the dangerous tile? But yeah,
No one's going to look at you throwing a one-mon discard two and be like, what's going on? Like, that's weird. They'll just be like, okay, that's an end tile you cut off because you didn't need it.
so let's go back to Gaston's questions. Can you think of this as the 345S, the 899S, and the two hackers your free blocks? So, I mean, Dinah's block theory, it's in pairs, if you see what I mean. So each block is a pair that can accept another tile to finish a meld, basically. So, I mean, I'd really recommend that you look at
So
Dinah's.
it would be either the 8-9 or the 9-9?
So I mean, you're quite right. The 345 would be a meld, and you'd want a 789 or a 999, and then and then the haku haku haku, a meld of haku here, because you're getting you want four sets of three in a pair, right? And I think that's probably where Gaston is thinking. If you have four sets of three and a pair, so you've got to have. He's thinking, oh, okay, you're going to get three of those melds covered. Think of them as melds rather than blocks. Maybe it might be easier. You've got three of those covered.
Well, honestly, this structure is really good, though, because I feel like with this structure, any SOTAL you get will drastically improve what you have going on.
I mean, I also wouldn't call any SOTALs that came down
Probably not like this,
until I
not this
was
far away.
very close. No, I mean, not even as I got close. Unless it's a door. If someone puts down a door and I can lock a door into my hand, or I'm having a problem using a Dora in the so suit, and by calling I can get it in and I can make sure it's usable. I probably wouldn't call in the bamboo until I really had to, or I was in danger of losing that tile. For example, if my friend to the opposite and the right of me had thrown down 3 2-saw in their discard piles, and then
the last
my
one
friend
comes out
on the left throws the last one. Well, it's time to go, I'm afraid.
Like they're all your friends.
Well,
your enemies.
yeah.
Just friends.
Not my enemies.
Just friendos.
They're my friends. Exactly. I'm having a nice time playing. I'm not being a jerk.
I usually like to imagine that your call with this should be your lunge to get ready. And if you're going 2 calls in on this, like 2 calls of SOTILs or unsuited tiles like a Haku and a discard pile that only has 2 suits in it, everyone at the table knows what's up. And nobody should ever discard anything that's either unsuited or Haku or so. I'm sorry, for the rest of the game, unless they're really going crazy.
So Rusty has put down the bamboo flash game, which helps you
that's a great
learn
game.
your weights, and he has also put the link to Dinah Chiba's Mahjong strategy book.
We are looking at making some other teaching tools. I remember a long time ago, you can all hear the honking.
I can hear New York.
Yeah, you can hear the city going on behind me. I remember a long time ago there was a tool called Chinit's Mania.
Okay.
And it would give you a Chinit's hand and be like, you identify the weights. And you could use it to kind of drill yourself to decompose hands. And I don't know what happened to it. This was like 7 to 10 years ago that I remember this tool existing. But I think it would be, it's one of the things on our list is to build some tools. So I think it would be really cool to make things like that for people to use. Because, just drilling yourself on recognizing weights in complicated hands is a great thing to get used to. And it'll help you not make critical mistakes.
Are you talking about full flush chombos in European tournaments? I don't know who would do that.
I almost did it once.
Oh, well, you see, that's the problem. You almost did it. You just got to do it, man.
It was really, it was that tournament in Paris. I won that tournament. And it was on the last day. It was like the last table. And I had a full flush. I was a dealer. I had a full flush. And I believe it was open, but it was there. and I drew a tile.
Mm.
I distinctly remember drawing a tile, and then I arranged the hand in my head, and I'm like, okay, I need 6-so or 9-so. And then I discarded a 3-so out of that hand that I didn't need.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm going around 6-so or 9-so, and I think like the next draw, I drew the tile that I needed, or I drew. It wasn't another 3-so. That would be really, really embarrassing. But I drew. Geez, they're really honking like crazy. I drew a tile of sumo on, and as I just like quickly confirmed my sumo, I was like, "Oh my god, it was a 369 weight." Like, had I won off someone else during that one go around, I would have chomboed if anyone had noticed. And in fact, the thing that I was most potentially upset about was I didn't know, and it's possible no one else would have noticed, so I might have just gotten away with making a wrong play, but instead I didn't.
Mm.
I sumoed legitimately, and I ended up winning the table. But like that was, I was so like, oh my god, what a terrible thing I've done, and I'm so relieved. I was so relieved that I didn't like accidentally not just chombo, which would have been embarrassing and bad, but not so awful, but like have won while having to know that I committed a serious error.
Well,
It would take a lot
Gemma,
of the fun
darling,
of
did
winning out.
Gemma, sweetheart, did chombo on her full flush, but
But it
I
got
knew my
called at
weight.
least. It
I
got
did.
called.
What do you mean?
Well, wouldn't you feel worse if you got away with it? Not got away with it. Like if you didn't recognize it and no one else
Well, I wasn't.
recognized
I
it,
mean,
and then
it
like,
wasn't even that I was footy turn though. I just my brain just didn't update my weight change because I drew another tile and I threw one out and I was like, I've changed my weight now, and my brain didn't tell me. And the next person directly froze the one I had been waiting on mere seconds ago. My brain was like, here it is, because I'm an
oh,
idiot. I was absolutely just, and I realized as my tiles were like at a 45-degree angle. And I'm like, oh god, what are you doing, Gemma? But it was too late, so I just threw them down. I was like, chombo. And the poor
oh,
ref, it was Axel was standing behind me, and I just didn't want to say anything. I just handed in the score sheet. I was like, yes, it's a chombo. I want to talk about it now.
oh. You know why that happened though? I think it's
I would
because
love to know.
you were rude about the picture of the queen.
Oh, that's right. Either that. I thought you were going to say I hadn't had some alcohol that morning. I
No,
hadn't. You're
that's
right.
not fair. I never have alcohol and I never chombo, so that can't have anything to do with anything.
Anyway, so I hope anyway the Honitsu stuff was a little bit useful. I mean, it's not probably not valid for some of your intermediate players who are
You
watching
know
us now,
what?
but I'm kind of hoping that for those who are like beginnering, moving, trying to move out of that, the very very early beginner stages. I know in beginner intermediate. I don't know what you call that.
I mean,
Higher
I'm not
beginner.
the hugest. I'm not the hugest advocate of absolute methods, but one of the things that I think is really good for players who are starting out, and it's a little bit like how, and again, this is not necessarily something I wholeheartedly endorse, but it's a little bit how like improv theaters and stuff train people to do improv style acting. Is what they do is they give you a bunch of rules and a bunch of games, and they say we're going to do these rules and these games, and you do them. And then
Mm.
as you do them, the more you do them, you get really comfortable with them. And once you're comfortable with them, you start putting your own spin on them and breaking the rules and coming up with your own games and improvising off of them. And I feel like for a lot of people starting with this game, it can be a little scary. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of, different ways your hand can go. And like a chinny's hand can have 7, weights. Like, it can be nuts. And there's all these different hands you could make. But when should you make them? When is it good? When is it bad? And even better than that, if you ask people, their first response is to go, well, so getting some ironclad rules and guidelines to be like, okay, if you have more than 8 terminals in honors, go for Kokushi.
Mm.
Now, is that always the right answer? Of course not.
Are you really recommending to beginners they go for 13
No,
orphans?
no, no, no. I'm putting that out there as an example of an ironclad rule. If you're in situation A on your
Yeah.
draw, do B. Now again,
I mean,
is that always
in
the
the
right
end,
answer? No,
I
of
mean,
course not.
in the end, for beginners, you always have to turn off things, right? So often I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, don't worry about the discard pile, or don't worry about,
Hmm.
these Yakuman hands. If you've got something amazing, you've got it, and you can see it. Um,
I did say A.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I guess.
if you give them a structure and some rules, if you start off playing by some broad rules, even if they're not right, and everyone will agree that things like if you have 8 terminals and honors, go for Kokushi is not a good rule. In fact, don't even tell beginners that. That's extraordinarily bad for them too. But whatever, like if you do that enough, if you play by that, if you play with some kind of structure of some basic guidelines, you will eventually become comfortable with them and learn. actually, that's sometimes true, but I find that other times I want to do this. Or I found that in other situations that work. And you pull other people's knowledge and experience in, and you build your own set of custom rules for yourself and custom evaluations.
I mean, it's like a scaffolding, right? I remember when I was doing chemistry, when I first started, they told me that the electrons span around the middle of the atom in little pairs, so they can make their covalent bonds. And then I moved up and they told me that that was all BS. And actually, they were just in a big cloud and existing in all places at once. And that just blew my mind.
That made me so angry. I hated that. They were
it
always
did make
like...
me angry, I'm not going to lie, because every time I moved up into the next, whatever you call it, the next stage, they'd be like, oh yeah, all that stuff we told you, yeah, that was kind of a lie.
Yeah, I know. That's what I hated so much. Like, you take basic physics and like, all right, well, everything spins in this direction, and this is how magnetism works, and electrons fly around, and that's what electricity is, and blah, blah, blah. And then you get up to like more real physics, and they're like, actually, electrons never, ever move, and everything spins in the opposite direction, and all the magnetic fields go the way that we said they didn't, and also it's all calculus now, sorry. And, I mean...
and calculus. But I mean, at least you don't get that with Mahjong, though.
That's true. There's not that level of
more
drastic
like,
change.
It's more like, I feel like your beginners, we draw the outlines, and then we give them the colouring pencils so they can shade in the middle,
Yeah, no, that's the best way to go. They can, and that's why, again, I try to give people some basic stuff that they can grab onto that's immediately accessible, and I tell them, okay, just do this basic stuff with some straightforward rules, and as you go, you'll start seeing more opportunities and seeing more things, and it'll be exciting for you. You'll be like, oh, I saw a thing. Ooh, a thing happened. Ooh, this is really neat. And then it'll start to kind of pull you in, and you'll start to grow.
So basically, I do have a bunch of notes that I made a long time ago.
Ooh.
If someone has something of interest that they want me to discuss, I mean, I just picked out Honitsu because it's a slightly easy one to pick out to discuss, if you see what I mean. It's not... It doesn't have too many intricacies, doesn't have too much context. But if someone's interested in something, then I can pull it out and see if I can put something together for you guys.
Our numerically named friend says they made a mistake, and they tried to introduce all the rules before talking about any strategy, and it made each discard take 2 minutes because they didn't know that Pinfu was easier than Chanta.
You can take Chanta away from beginners, and I don't think you lose,
Chanta away,
to be honest.
I think it depends a little bit. Again, like I've said this before, I'll say it again. I come from a very heavy board gaming crowd who would not have much problem absorbing all the rules right away. And in fact, some people really want to know all the rules. That's how they learn. They want to understand all the rules. Some people, you just got to get their hands on the tiles and get them going. And then they'll like pick up the rules as they go along, because if you give them it all up front, it's going to be very daunting for them. I think the best thing is just knowing your audience, paying a little bit of attention to their eyes glazing over.
The Tibet Mahjong teaching rules takes out Chanta, right?
Oh, yeah, there's no such thing.
Exactly, there's no such thing. I think that's a wise move, because, really, getting beginners to learn Pinfu is maybe the biggest hurdle.
Yeah. And it's weird, because Pinfu is such a foundational hand, but it is complicated, like explaining, it's, all the parts of your hand don't mean anything, and they're valueless, and also the pair's valueless, and then you have to explain all of scoring to them, which is already basically telling them to go home and cry. It's more complicated than it should be, even though, again, like once you understand it, it makes a lot of sense. It's just a matter of getting over that hurdle of comprehension.
Oh, one other thing I want to warn beginners about in when it comes to Honitsu, I can almost guarantee, depends on how your mind works maybe, but if your mind's anything like mine, you will start to get a favorite suit. You just like, and it usually doesn't tend to be the man tiles for beginners if they don't speak Chinese or Japanese or some language that uses the Chinese characters.
Yeah, Honitsu becomes throw out all the tiles I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly, right. So you got to kind of move away from that. Like, some people seem to like the pin suit, or a lot of people seem to like the pin suit. Some people do like the man suit, because you turn over your Honitsu and it's lots of white and red, and it's nice. But you have to be aware of your own biases. I mean, I'm infamous for having favorite tiles that I just hold on to, or getting a big bee in my bonnet about a certain tile that I feel has slighted me in a previous game 2 weeks ago. So you have to kind of fight against that. I mean, a lot of you probably don't have these problems because you are rational human beings, whereas there are many irrational human beings out there. And let it be known that I am your friend and I sympathise.
Friendo.
Favorite dragons, yes. Favorite.
Yeah, and 120-second pauses.
North. I feel like everyone dislikes the North.
Everyone hates North. Because North
I
is
don't know.
just, it's disappointing. I was just the dealer, now I'm not anymore. Oh, I'm
Right.
North.
And I
Great.
do feel that there's a unspoken tendency against North, you know?
There is. Oh, there definitely is. No one likes it. No one waits on it. It's interesting how much it's how negative it is. And also, yeah, 120-second pauses. Oh, it drives me nuts. But at the same time, when you're dealing with beginners like that, you deal with it. Like you do. It's an interesting thing. I try to like explain to people that there is
Nice.
like a speed quotient to the game. Like you really
Mm,
can't just sit there for 5 minutes every draw. But at the same time, like you want people to feel comfortable. You don't want them to feel pushed.
mm.
Because putting them in a stressful situation with a time limit is going to make them feel doubly or triply stressed. So teaching might just be an exercise in suffering a little bit while you help them figure out what's going on. You know what I realized about this one. I'm going to fade back to this other one. This the 4-5 4-pin 6-pin one. This is
Yeah.
Sanchoku. This is a 3-4-5 Sanchoku candidate right here.
Wow, I didn't want to say it because then people will laugh at me.
No, it's important to talk about Sanchoku. It's the most important hand there is. It's my favorite
I mean,
hand.
it's yeah. I mean, if let's say for example there was a 1-9 here, a 1-9 man, so that 4-5 man. Again, I would say you shouldn't really be looking too much at the idea of depending on what you draw. Again, you shouldn't really be looking too much for a Honitsu because
Hmm.
you don't have the honors. Maybe if you had one other bamboo, maybe I have to see.
Yeah, I mean this could end up being like a called Haku like fast hand maybe. Depending on what the door is, maybe get some
Yeah, you don't
value
want
out
me
of
to
it.
do that, Dave.
There's a
Do
time. There
some
are
side
times
eye.
to do it. There are times to do it. If you're in one of
I
those
mean,
times, it might be okay.
you've got Itsu here as well to consider it a straight.
Ugh, I considered Itsu to the grave last night. I
Yeah.
missed out on a big hand thanks to Itsu. It was awful,
So,
awful.
this one you'd really have to see what the first draw was, to really determine. But it's certainly not okay. Honitsu is the top of my list. Honitsu is like midway in your list, maybe.
I will say the beginner room in Tenho. You will see now. I'm gonna preface this by saying that
I'm not getting cold.
I was
I'm
gonna
not
say
getting.
I'm known for my not so rosy on Tenho stance, but what I will say is the beginner room on Tenho is full of basically anyone who wants to pick up and play. People who quit half the time. Like it's static because it's open to totally anybody. If you want to play on Tenho seriously, you'll have to deal with it, and then once you're out of the beginner room and into the next tier room up, you'll find more serious players
Or if you
that
have
will
paid
be
card,
more
then you go
responsible.
straight to
Oh,
Jockey.
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, yeah.
So without making any kind of broad comment on Tenho, I will say the beginner room's just full of randoms, and then they're gonna play a little wildly because they have no skin in the game. But once you get out of beginner room, you get people who are playing Tenho much more seriously, and will be being more strategic and real about what they're doing, on average. Well, I'm just saying you can always encounter one crazy person on any service. Doesn't matter where you're playing. Uh, it doesn't really matter. How much is 2 months?
I
Um,
don't. I don't know. I'm not getting involved. Not involved.
I don't. Will they take my filthy American lucre? I don't know. I have a Rome 2
Yes,
subscription, so
I think unlike a lot of Japanese sites, I do think they accept your crazy ass foreign cards.
my rectangular green money.
Which is a good question. I know that Nikonama people have been trying to stream Japanese shows there, Japanese mahjong there. A lot of
Huh.
Nikonama seems to not accept foreign credit cards.
How
Which is
interesting.
interesting.
How awful. It seems a little. It just seems a little annoying. Like especially if I'm willing to pay for something. Like why won't you take my money?
I'm
Please
sure
answer for all of Japan on
some
this
reason-
topic.
I'm sure there's probably some reason about region locking or something. It's the
Tax
same as
reasons.
Netflix. I
I bet
can't
it's
just
tax
get
reasons.
Japanese Netflix, can I?
Well, yeah, but you can still get Netflix.
Yeah, no, Ghost Nico does accept foreign credit cards. However, not all of the channels accept the foreign credit cards. If you see what I mean.
Oh,
So I
I
know.
see.
I think that someone was trying to pay for the monthly subscription to the JPML channel, and their credit card was just rejected.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not sure if it was. I mean, I've tried on my credit card and I've been rejected for a few things. I think I was going to try and sign up for Kajimoto's channel on Nikonama, and I also got rejected.
So we are getting questions about
Uh,
Rome 2 and their compatibility with Tenho's Ippon room. Their comparability, I should say. Gemma, I
On
think
to
you can speak a little more on
Ron is
that.
nowhere near Ipan. It's nowhere near Ipan because you have to pay from the beginning, right?
So I guess everyone there is a paid
There's no
customer.
free room, so everyone is already, you don't get rage quitting. Well, I mean, you do get some rage quitting, but you can't rage quit too much about someone without getting a shitty email from the admin.
Really?
Well, yeah, because
Oh.
it's and we'll put also because they've got Ron has an AI, so if you disconnect, it plays for you, which I
Hmm.
think is a massive benefit for Ron because sometimes it just your internet just craps out, and then at the time that you're there with your Yakuman, you're like, why now? Um,
We
yeah,
should fully disclose that as a JPML professional, uh, Gemma is associated with Ron.
yeah.
It is the JPML indoor service, so there is a minor association there. Um, I'm not. I don't make any money off it. I don't think either of us. We don't make any money off of Ron.
No, but I
So
mean,
just to be
Ron
clear,
is
what
not.
the association
Yeah.
is.
No, I don't make any money, unfortunately.
No.
Now, Ron is not comparable to Tenho's Ipan Room at all. I mean, it's just, as you said, it's a totally different subset of players. And if you were to go to I mean, there's only really one main lobby in Ron, and they've got a lot of professionals playing in there every day. I mean, I don't know what they did recently. They must have put some new rules in there, but there's professionals almost all the time in Ron to play with.
Yeah, I've actually gotten a chance to play with one or two, and you can also review all of their games, which is super awesome. And I believe you can review like their games from. Do they put in-person tournament games into Ron? I believe they do, right?
Sorry, you have to explain that to me some more. I don't
Well, like
understand the
a
question.
live tournament played in person. I seem to recall they would have people there inputting the Paifu into Ron.
Oh, no, they have their own software that you can export into Ron. Yes, if for
Right.
live games. Yeah, that's the thing they can do. And that's just a system that they're using anyway, like to record their games, rather than getting the monkeys from E-League to write it down with pen and paper, which was an awful job. I got out of that because I was foreign and dumb. It's not my fault.
Trains are having a
Um,
good time.
381654729 asks if this hand, the one you have up on the screen right now, I guess, draws a 6 so, do I discard 9 so?
Ooh. Hmm. Well, in my mind, and you can feel free to correct me on this.
Mm.
I still want to potentially get that Haku. So the 9 so is still potentially my pair.
Mm.
So I don't know if I'd want to throw a 9 so. But the problem is I have to destroy something, right? That leaves like the 1 so
Yes.
and the 8 so as my potential throws. Unless I want to break down that 4, 5, 6 pin potentiality. But I feel like I probably won't. Um,
So, yeah, Guston says 1S. Uh, Taku Plux, I'm gonna say 1S again. Rusty also says 1 so. I.
Pardon me.
Do you know what? I'm going to say something very dirty. I might be tempted to throw the Haku.
Really?
Yeah, throw one of them. Keep one as safe.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, it'll let you get to Pinfu because you can't do Pinfu now. Um,
yeah.
you
I think
could get
one
an
so's also
Itsu.
a good one.
One so, yeah, I don't think one so's
It's not,
a bad idea at all. Sanchoku, Itsu, or Haku, and Haku is worth one fewer than the other two, is what.
yeah, I mean, this is my feeling that I'd really like an Itsu. The Haku is only one Yaku. I guess I just like maybe. Ideally, I want Pinfu, Itsu, Narichi. I might be asking too much here.
Pinfu
Um,
Itsu, yeah, that's a lot to ask. It's not impossible.
it's not impossible. I mean, maybe I should throw the 9 so if I'm so determined for that Itsu. Um, again, dirty comment. You should. What else has come out before?
Oh, that's also true. But yeah, no, I see what you mean about throwing the Haku. That could definitely take you towards where you'd want to be.
So sorry, Dobert. So 381654729's question was: if this hand draws a 6 so, do I discard 9 so?
Mm. And yeah, we were considering
We're umming and ahhing ourselves.
Troll of Noah says, tempted to simply go for Haku Itsu because it's 1 plus 2 or 3. Itsu's not 3 Han. A 1 plus 2 slash 3 Han.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. As opposed to Hatsusan Shoku, which is max 1 plus 1 slash 2. Yeah, it definitely depends on what's going to be available. On what it looks like the other players are doing and where the value is. And where the Dora is also. Because that's going to determine how people are valuing other types of tiles.
Again, we've gone from the dirty contextless. What would you discard?
Yeah. No, it's tough because there's a lot of context. Ooh, we should do that. We should do the what would you discard. The road to what would you discard. That could be the last thing we do.
Is it updated? Is it updated?
Can we get answers about the last one? Oh, we're looking. Let's look.
I'd have to read with my eyes though.
Oh no. This looks like a new one. Oh, it's definitely a new one.
Oh, it's a new one. So you can see, if you're interested on this front page, you can see.
Well, I'm going to bring it up. I'll bring it up on this.
You can see the professionals that are scheduled, as well, and what times they're scheduled for.
I'll bring this whole thing up 1 second.
And they put their beautiful pictures up.
Oh, they do.
For those who, this is why Moriyama calls me at 2 a.m. because he's playing Ron at midnight.
So yeah, this is the Ron front page, and you can see. Ooh, someone's playing Sanma. Who's our Sanma pro?
Sorry, say that again?
There's a 3-player. A pro playing 3-player. Oh, it's I've left Justin Trudeau on my other monitor. He's gazing at me soulfully.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a whole bunch of people playing 4-player. We have someone playing 3-player. That's exciting. That's actually really cool. They play like late nights. Is that Moriyama playing late night?
Oh, that's just their schedule times, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to sign in.
That's interesting. Okay, so we have our what would you discard though that's up here.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
I have to use
How do I do it? I click on the thing.
Click on the little button on the left of the tile.
Whoa. It's not giving me like a picture.
You messing it up. I can't see you live.
It's got some red text about how it doesn't like me anymore.
Oh, you're not signed in, that's why.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'm going to sign in. I'll sign in out of everyone's view.
I want to see your password.
Nope.
So I can log in and make all the crappy decisions.
No. No, you don't get to be me. You can never be me. Ever. Here we go. Okay, cool. So now I can bring this back up. Okay, here we are.
So they haven't actually posted up an answer for the last one that we were discussing, unfortunately. But I will keep an eye on it and find out when they make that.
So this is ooh. Oh, this is a like 7 pairs or no type decision, isn't it?
Oh no, I hate this. This is my. I don't want to answer this question. This is my least favorite situation in life.
This is a bad time. This is rough.
So Taku says 4-pin. Really? 4-pin?
Really immediate 4-pin discard? I don't know.
Yeah,
now
you could do, because then if you got the 5-pin, you're laughing all the way to the pin for your bank.
Are you though?
Wait a minute. Let me look and see what other people have been doing.
Okay, so the real ways we can go here, when I think about it, are there's like Pinfu Tanyao, really. Pinfu Tanyao Dora Dora. Or Chitoi Dora Dora. Now, as far as the game scenario is going, we're in a tight second place. It's East third. Is this an East only game? Can we see if it's East only?
No, it's East South. East South.
East South. Okay, so it's early. We're doing pretty okay. Now, if I was gonna go for 7 pairs, I'd probably want to deal that Forso. And the only reason for that is statistics. 1 has come out before. And none of the other tiles I have in my hand have actually come out. Like the 7-pin, the 3-mon, and the 5-mon have not come out at all. So in theory, the statistics are slightly better for one of those.
Right.
But... Oh yeah, that's a good question. Are there red 5s?
On this one, no, I don't think so.
Okay, no red 5s.
It's difficult because this is an event one, so I don't... Unless they put some text on here to tell me if that was the situation.
I don't know. This is actually really tough. Because the thing is,
No, this is from the. Oh no. Oh no. You can assume no red fives here.
the only other option might be the 5 so, but that's such a bold discard. Oh, that's tough. Okay,
What do other?
4 man is an input, and I see why. Um, yeah, it leaves you with a lot of potential all over the place. It flattens your 3-4-4-5 back into 3-4-5, where frankly it's probably going to end up going. Um, and it leaves you 2 Shantan, I guess.
I think if you were going to go for, yeah, I think if you were going to go for, as you said, 7 pairs, the 4 bamboo. If
Mm.
you were to go for your hopefully Tanyao, maybe Pinfu with 2 Dora, then the 4 man.
Yeah, I think that's true because it gives you the maximum options everywhere else.
I
Um,
think overall, I'm gonna make a wild stab in the dark, and I think most people here would go for 7 pairs.
Interesting.
I think most people would.
All
Hmm.
right. Our numeric
I
friend
mean,
says they want to go for open Tanyo
dirty.
and thusly ditch the 4 man because they can pong any pairs.
That's so dirty. I'm. I just. I don't dislike the 4 pin. Discard maybe 6 pin.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, this is rough. There's a lot of options here. I don't know. I might just do the 4-so and hope for the best. And just say it's 7 it's Chitoy time.
And you could throw if you. I mean, do you think that the dealer is ready here? Because throwing the 4 so is safe on the dealer, which is a big deal. That 7 pin as well could become scary in the future. So you have to maybe have an idea whether people are ready. If you think people are not ready yet, then the 7 pin might be a good time to get rid of it now.
Hmm.
Whilst the getting rid of it is good, and discard the 4 so later.
I'm going back and forth on whether or not I think Chitoy is going to happen here. Like, it's a little late in the game to be, like, rushing it.
No, because now you're just going to pick pairs and throw them away. Like all of those ones you've already discarded, you're going to get another one of those.
Yeah. Now's the magic time when that happens.
Rusty suggests to discard 4 pin because you'd have 6 blocks, and it's a weak block. Chitoi hurts your ability to call on a hand that has at least 2 Dora. Aim for a regular hand shape. I agree with that a lot.
That's not a bad idea.
When you've got 2 Dora like that, I think it's sad. If you've got 1 Dora, Chitoi is nice because you're just waiting on the
You just
Dora.
wait for it, yeah.
Come on, guys, throw it out.
Open Tanyo is allowed, yes.
Who doesn't allow Open Tanyo now? Give me their name and their number. I'll sort them out.
Interesting. Discarding 1 4-pin makes another 4-pin as well as 1 4-man useless. If you discard 1 4-man, you keep 5 blocks and all the tiles in the hand are being useful.
Yeah.
That's true, but the only counter to that I'd say is 2, 3, 5, and 6-man are super useful with that second 4-man in there. While the likelihood of getting a third 4-pin is much less than the likelihood of getting 2, 3, 5, or 6-man. So, kind of 50-50 on that. If I was sticking, I'd almost say
I feel like whatever decision you make is going to be proven wrong 2 tiles later, and then we'll all be shooting kick out on at each other.
Yeah, I might even say the 4-pin because at the end of the day, like, one of 2 things is going to happen. You're going to get a payoff in the man suit or the so suit, right? If you do, you're probably going to end up ditching the other 4-pin to keep the 6-6-7 shape because that'll become the shape that's most viable in the pin suit. The 7 so are almost definitely going to be your pair unless you get extraordinarily lucky and draw one. If you do, I guess you could make the 5-so your pair. Like, that's the only time the 4 pins are going to be super useful. Because if you get a third 7-so, then you can ditch that 4-man. That's the point at which I ditch the 4-man. If I get a third 7-so. Because then the 4 pins become my pair, and I have 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, in terms of, like, my other sets. Although I'd need to, like, ditch one of the... I'd have to pick between 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. I'd have to ditch a 5-so or a 6-pin at that point. I don't know. I think the 4-pin might actually be the best answer here. Even though I immediately was like,
you're
I don't
not
know.
thinking of Sanchoku.
4, 5, 6 or 3, 4, 5 Sanchoku. Even ditching one 4-pin does not close the
4,
door.
5, 6. But yeah.
It doesn't close the door on 4, 5, 6 by ditching one 4-pin. Ditching the other one closes that door. But I think, like, if I drew that 5-pin, if I ditched the 4-pin and then I drew the 5-pin, I'm probably going to end up dealing the 4-mon at that point. And then I have 4-so, 5-so, 5-so, and 6-pin, 7-pin, and 3, 4, 5 mon. So if I get a 6-mon, I can ditch the 3-mon and shift over into Sanshoku territory. Otherwise, I can get Pinfu Tanyao Dora 2, which is pretty alright. But that's all contingent on drawing that 5-pin. But if not, I shed the other 4-pin and I keep the good Pinfu shape. Yeah, the more I'm looking at it, the more 4-pin becomes an attractive pick here.
I'm enjoying the stream of consciousness. You know, like, is this how you think? You know, is this how you talk to yourself in your head when you're playing?
Well, I'm thinking, like, there's no way I'm going to throw out the Dora. So those 7-sos are totally safe, right? They're not moving. I might draw another Dora, in which case I want to be able to keep them in my hand. If I'm going to keep them in my hand, I need a pair somewhere else. Well, I have a whole bunch of other pairs, but they're all in awkward places. I have 3, 4, 4, 5, but using that 4 as a pair is rough. I have 4, 5, 5, so, which is doable. Not ideal, but doable. I have 6, 6, 7 pin, which is also doable. And now I have another pair of the 4 pins. So maybe if I want to be super bold, I just throw a 6-pin. And I say those 4 pins...
I think super bold. I think super bold would be the 5-bound, the 5-so.
That'd be even bolder. But again, I can't see why.
So if you want to be crazy ass bold, that's bold.
Because throwing that 6-pin only makes sense if I'm going to draw a third 7-so, which I don't know if that's going to happen. The other interesting thing is that West threw a 6-so without even thinking about it.
Well, you don't know. They could have thought about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because it's Timor Giddy, I mean, they didn't think about it.
Well, they've been ditching middle tiles across the board, which is also a little interesting. They ditched a 5-pin. They ditched a 6-mon. Like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, it is concerning.
They ditched 3 middle tiles after ditching 3 edge tiles. 4 edge tiles.
It means that you're probably pretty safe against them, though, of your current hand. You could throw what you want. You're not going to be thrown into them.
Maybe. Yeah, North has a pretty standard evolution path going.
Either that or our West player friend is ready already.
Yeah. That's what I'd be the most worried about with a set like that. Because also that's South.
You do have to wonder why they held on to the South, though.
Well, you know what that makes me think of, that they felt the South was safe. And they wanted to be like their last ditch defense tile in case someone else went into reach and right through it when they finally got ready.
Why would they think the South was safe unless they were actually insane? No Souths have come out until their South. They were hoping to use that South, or they thought the South was dangerous. And then they dropped it, and now that's why we should be a little bit worried about them. That they got something that they wanted, and they're like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to throw it now, otherwise I'm going to lose my Tenpai.
Maybe. That's true, no Souths have come out. It's not South round, though, so South isn't really that dangerous. It's only valuable to you.
Right, but still, it seems a bit weird that you would treasure it for quite as long if you've already decided you don't like it.
And the option being put forward is they were going for Pinfu with South at the pair, but then they just completed a different pair so they can have Tanyao also. But that seems that seems to go against the deal of the 5-pin and the 6-mon. Like, I feel like most Pinfu Tanyao hands are going to want to keep those tiles. I guess you never know. Well, you never know. You never know for sure. So we got to come up with something here. We got to choose. How do we choose? We click on this thing here.
Can't you take like a vote in the Twitch?
Oh, can
chat?
I do a vote?
That would be great if you could.
I don't know if I can do a vote.
Well, I definitely can't because I don't have what do you call it? Admin rights.
Oh, you don't? I should make sure you have that.
So then I can just kick people out who say things I don't like.
No, I don't. I want to do a vote. I don't think I can do a vote.
Oh, that's a shame. Just write what you think.
Would you consider Toitsu discards other players if going for Toitsu? There has not been a single pair discarded. I'm not sure what to make of that, though. I'm not sure if there's something to make of that or not. That's an honest I don't know.
I think you can only make a straw poll about a bot.
Yeah.
Right, 4-man. We got
have one
4-man.
vote for 4-man. Everybody should vote.
Just type it in.
Type it in. Just type it in. And don't spam because I'll be sad.
Otherwise, it's just Aksha, and he's going to lead us.
Yeah, the one opinion has been said. So, 4-man also pandas.
Thanks, troll.
Okay, we have 2 for 4-man, 1 for 4-pin. 3 for 4-man, 1 for 4. 4 for 4-man's coming in hard here. 5 4-man, 1 4-pin, 1 4 so.
What's this 4 so? I like it. I think I think 4 so will be the most popular one when you put the vote in. Go on then, put 4-man in.
All right.
I think right, I'm going to predict 4-pin will be the 4-pin will be the no, wait a minute. 4 so will be the most popular option. 4-man will be the second most popular option.
Okay. I'm going to give everyone all right, we got another 4-man. We got another 4 so for Cheetoy. Cheetoy does need love. I love Cheetoy.
No, it doesn't. It's the worst.
I love Cheetoy.
I hate it. I never teach. If you meet someone who doesn't really understand 7 pairs, it's probably because I taught them because I refuse to teach it.
Okay, we're calling it. I do love Cheetoy and I do appreciate all of you, but 4-man has won the vote. So I'm gonna click the button. Oh, no one can see that I'm hovering over the button. I'm doing it. I click the thing. It is garbage.
Do it.
And then I click the leftmost one to say like confirm, right?
Something like that. I mean, I can't see your screen, but
you should be able to, say confirm. Okay, 4 so is the top choice, but 4-man is very close behind. 7-pin is number 3 at 25%. Only 2.1% of people voted to get rid of the 4-pin.
I told you, did I not say 4 so would be the most popular discard?
Huh.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's safe on the dealer.
And I guess that's the Cheetoy. The Cheetoy move is 4, so we kind of agreed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have gone for the Cheetoy, and 4 so is safe on the dealer. So, sorry, what were the point differences again? Could you scroll up quickly?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
I can't remember.
You have 31,000. You're in second.
Yeah, so the dealer is top, right?
Yeah.
There's no point getting more points before your dealership.
That's true. Dodging the dealer.
So, yeah, playing nice and safe, like it. Yeah. I think there's a good argument for that discard. Very good argument. And you're playing safe whilst staying strong for a potential Tempire. You're only in Shanten now.
Yeah. No, again, as you said, Cheetoy has a perfectly valid strategy.
Well, I'll keep an eye on the website anyway for when JPML posts up their
Please do.
And let you know, and I'll tell you what they thought. I guess I can use my skillage to do that.
It is skilled labor, translating all this stuff so we can take part in it.
Thank you.
And besides, we've done good. Even our 4-man suggestion is second most popular thing. Clearly, we're in tune with what people might think.
4-pin though is right at the bottom, guys. Sorry,
garbage. Everything's garbage.
But do not fret. Because who was it? Taku? You're a 4-pin player.
A 4-pin, Taku was a 4-pin player.
Do not fret. I have seen a lot of these questions, and the pro has also chosen a very unpopular answer.
And even I originally was like, I don't know about 4-pin, but I came to believe it was a very reasonable choice. So I think there's logic there to support that decision.
Right.
But all right, awesome. So we've done a whole bunch of what would you discards, a whole bunch of Gemma dilemmas. We will see what we can do for next week. We're going to try to put something up, maybe just on YouTube. or maybe via Twitch to YouTube because I'm going to be in Texas, and we're going to be all over the place. But hopefully I can get you something live from the tournament down in Texas, just to at least say hi. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. We will be back back with something next week and back week after that to do some more of this, play some more mahjong, hang out with everyone. Anything else for you to add, Gemma?
Tell us if you have some questions or something, and I'll see if I can put something together.
Please do.
Maybe a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
big old PowerPoint. We'll do hundreds of slides.
Oh, slides are so good.
They are. Everyone loves them. Isn't the foreman also Suji against the dealer? Well, the dealer has dealt the 1 and the 7. So that is true. I would say the foreman. I'm going to have to go back.
Okay, is that what we're going to do next time? We'll talk about Nakasuji. I feel like we need to talk about Nakasuji now.
Again, I'm not claiming anything absolute, but I am saying there are a couple of weights involving the foreman that can't be happening right now. That's something you can prove with the 1 and the 7 being out there. It's not absolute.
Okay, but yes.
All right.
If you had to, you're not playing safe, is what I'm saying. You have to.
It's not a guaranteed safe play. It's just a statistically a bit more safe play.
Well,
which is whatever. Anyway, it's time for our awesome outro music, which we do not have. So we go do.
George, put Duran Duran on back then again.
No, Duran Duran, please. We'll get sued. We'll get so sued. It'll be the worst. Thank you all for joining us. We're gonna try to do some more events.
House then.
Do some more things. Be friendos. We love all of you, and we'll be back later. Farewell, everyone. Bye.
Bye. When are we gonna do a